Hey guys, it's Dr. Justin Southall and Chase Moy with Eastern Shore Chiropractic and Sports Clinic here in Fairhope. It's been a long time, but we're back. So today we're going to discuss something that we get asked every day, how to lift up something properly. And to do that, especially if you have low back pain, we're going to hip hinge. So I'm going to show you how to hip hinge properly with the form by using Chase as our model here. And then he's going to go into function of how to actually do it by lifting 3 different objects. So when we talk about hip hinging, you're talking about basically your hip here being the focus or the fulcrum point. So he's going to turn to the side, and when people bend over to pick something up, go ahead and bend incorrectly for us. Most of the time they're bending, and it's creating this rounded curve, and if I take my dowel rod here, you see that nothing is in line. It's just this huge C-shaped curve that we don't want. And when you lift something up from that angle, you're putting 10 times the amount of shear force on the disc. So if you already have a disc herniation or a bulge or a protrusion, facet syndrome, any pain in that low back already, and then you lift incorrectly, you're putting 10 times that shear force. So if it's 25 pounds, that's 250 pounds of force. So why would you sit all day long with low back pain and then go try to deadlift 300 pounds incorrectly? Or for some people just at home that maybe are older and having problems, they're picking up a laundry basket or even a bag of groceries, and just that 10 pounds multiplied by 10 with incorrect form puts 100 pounds of shear force on that. So what we're going to focus on is he is going to actually be sticking his butt out as he pushes back into this hip hinging. We're going to keep the dowel rod on him, which is going to keep him neutral. The back is completely flat here. There's no curve to it. It's straight. So go ahead and go into a straight leg hip hinge. So watch him go forward. And as he comes back up, he's using this as a fulcrum. And he's coming almost up into a pelvic thrust, which allows him to come into extension, squeezing his glutes to lift it versus using the back to lift it. So go ahead and now go into a hip hinge bent knee. This allows him to get something deeper, maybe something like a laundry basket off the floor, okay? Now come on back up. Again, he's squeezing his glutes as he comes up. That's the most powerful muscle in the body. That's what's lifting it up for us, not the low back. And then finally, what Chase is calling the sumo hip hinge, we are going to get a wider stance, and he's going to go ahead and bend forward, and the knees are going to bend. Very good. Again, straight line, no stress on the back. If your back is out, you have sciatic, low back pain, anything, this is going to help you just function through everyday life better. So now we're going to watch him do it while actually lifting something. So we're going to start out with just a basic straight leg hip hinge. Dowel rod's on so you can see. Come on up. Perfect. So that fulcrum point's right here, and he's creating this hinging motion. No curve in the low back whatsoever. Step back. We're going to go a little deeper. This time he's going to bend the knees. Feet are a little bit wider, and it's going to allow him to, again, straight line, lift that up. He's squeezing his glutes. The glutes are activating, and he is doing it perfectly. And then finally, well, what about the question, I got to get all the way down to the floor. How do I do that in hip hinge? We go into the sumo pose hip hinge, which is a wide stance, knees bend. He's got the straight back, and you lift up, again, using the hips and the glutes as your fulcrum point, which allows him to safely bend and watch him return to neutral position, staying in that hip hinge position. All right, so straight leg hip hinge, something at counter height or lower, knees bent to go a little bit lower, and then go into the sumo hip hinge if you have to go to the floor. We can go on about how to get into that position even further by, you can visit the new app that we have, the Eastern Shore Chiropractic app, so you can download that on your phone and look at the hip mobility video that we've done. So we are Eastern Shore Chiropractic and Sports Clinic. Visit us at www.easternshorechiropractics.com. Give us a call at 251-990-8383. And remember, it's your life. Live it in health.